Ever experienced that post-lunch slump after demolishing a sugary dessert? You know, that moment when you go from feeling like you could conquer Mount Everest to struggling to keep your eyes open during a cat video marathon. We're talking about the infamous sugar crash. It's a universal experience, often blamed on a sudden plummet in blood sugar after a sugary indulgence. But what if I told you that the sugar crash, as we commonly understand it, might be more of a complex interplay of factors rather than a simple cause-and-effect relationship? Today, we're embarking on a scientific adventure to explore the sweet side of life, the intricacies of blood sugar regulation, and the fascinating truth behind this energy roller coaster. Buckle up, because this might just change how you think about your next sweet treat. Our relationship with sugar is a long and surprisingly complicated one. For the vast majority of human history, sugar wasn't the ubiquitous ingredient it is today. Imagine a world without readily available candy bars, sugary drinks, or even processed foods with hidden sugars. For our ancestors, sugar was a rare and precious commodity. Think wild honey, a rare treat found by brave or perhaps foolish individuals willing to risk a few bee stings. Or perhaps some naturally sweet fruits found seasonally. This scarcity meant that our bodies evolved to crave sugar. It wasn't about satisfying a sweet tooth. It was about survival. Sugar is a quick and efficient source of energy, and in a world where food wasn't always readily available, a concentrated source of calories was essential. This craving was a powerful survival mechanism, driving us to seek out calorie-dense foods that could sustain us through periods of scarcity. Imagine a hunter-gatherer stumbling upon a patch of ripe berries. That burst of energy could be the difference between a successful hunt and going hungry. But fast forward to the modern era, and the script has completely flipped. Thanks to advancements in agriculture, particularly the cultivation of sugarcane and sugar beets, and the development of efficient refining processes, sugar is now incredibly abundant and readily available. It's added to a staggering array of products, from obvious culprits like sodas and candies to more surprising items like bread, sauces, salad dressings, and even seemingly savory snacks. This constant exposure to sugar has created a significant mismatch between our evolved biology, designed to crave a rare treat, and our modern environment, where sugar is virtually inescapable. This mismatch contributes to a range of health issues, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and other metabolic disorders. To understand a mystery of the sugar crash, we need to delve into the basics of blood sugar, also known as blood glucose. This is the main sugar found in your blood, and it's your body's primary source of energy. Think of it as the fuel that powers your cells, allowing them to perform all their essential functions. Blood glucose comes from the carbohydrates you eat. Carbohydrates are one of the three macronutrients, along with protein and fats, that provide your body with energy. When you consume carbohydrates, your digestive system breaks them down into simpler sugars, primarily glucose. This glucose is then absorbed into your bloodstream, raising your blood sugar levels. This rise in blood sugar triggers the pancreas, an organ located behind your stomach, to release insulin. Insulin is a hormone that acts like a key, unlocking the doors of your cells so that glucose can enter and be used for energy. Without insulin, glucose would remain trapped in the bloodstream, unable to fuel your cells. To make this process even clearer, let's use an analogy. Imagine glucose as a train carrying energy to different parts of your body, your cells. Insulin is the train conductor, ensuring that the train reaches its destinations efficiently. When you eat a balanced meal containing complex carbohydrates like whole grains, the glucose train arrives at a steady pace, and the conductor, insulin, manages the distribution smoothly, providing a consistent supply of energy to your cells. Now, here's where things get interesting. What happens when you consume a large amount of sugar quickly, like chugging a sugary soda or devouring a large slice of cake? It's like a whole fleet of high-speed glucose trains suddenly arriving at the station all at once. The conductor, insulin, gets overwhelmed, struggling to manage the sudden influx of glucose. This results in a rapid and significant spike in blood sugar, the infamous sugar rush. This sudden surge of glucose can lead to a temporary feeling of heightened energy, alertness, and even a mild sense of euphoria. Your brain is getting a massive dose of its preferred fuel, and it responds by firing on all cylinders. This is the feeling that many people associate with the positive effects of sugar. However, this rapid spike in blood sugar is often followed by the expectation of a subsequent crash. The common belief is that after this rapid rise, there's an equally dramatic drop in blood sugar, leading to fatigue, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and even headaches. But here's the crucial point. The relationship between sugar intake and the perceived crash is not as simple as a direct cause and effect relationship between a spike and a subsequent plummet in blood sugar. While blood sugar levels do fluctuate after eating sugar, the experience of a crash is influenced by a multitude of other factors that we'll explore. These include the complex interplay of various hormones beyond just insulin, the composition of the food you're eating beyond just its sugar content, and even your own psychological expectations. We're planting the seed now that the sugar crash, as we know it, might be more of a misnomer, a complex interaction of various factors rather than a simple blood sugar drop. As we discussed, the conventional wisdom suggests that a rapid spike in blood sugar is inevitably followed by an equally dramatic drop, leading to the dreaded crash. However, scientific research paints a more nuanced picture. While blood sugar levels do fluctuate after eating sugar, the experience of a crash is influenced by a multitude of other factors. The hormonal orchestra, blood sugar regulation, isn't solely the responsibility of insulin. Other hormones, such as glucagon and cortisol, also play crucial roles. Glucagon, produced by the pancreas, works in opposition to insulin, raising blood sugar levels when they fall too low. Cortisol, a stress hormone, can also influence blood sugar levels. The complex interplay of these hormones can contribute to the feeling of fatigue, even if blood sugar levels haven't dropped significantly below baseline. Imagine it as an orchestra. Insulin is the conductor, but other instruments, glucagon, cortisol, etc., are also playing, and their combined sound creates the overall effect. The importance of food composition, what you eat alongside the sugar, plays a significant role in how your body responds. Sugary foods are often high in refined carbohydrates and low in fiber, protein, and healthy fats. This combination leads to rapid digestion and absorption of sugar, causing that quick spike we talked about. However, the lack of fiber, protein, and fat means that there's nothing to slow down digestion and provide sustained energy release. This can contribute to the feeling of fatigue, not necessarily because of a dramatic blood sugar drop, but because your body has quickly burned through the readily available energy and is now looking for more fuel. Think of it like this. Eating a candy bar is like burning paper. It burns quickly and provides a brief burst of heat, but it doesn't last long. Eating a complex carbohydrate like oatmeal is like burning wood. It burns slower and provides more sustained heat. Psychological factors, the power of perception, our expectations and beliefs about how sugar affects us can also influence our experience. If we believe that eating sugar will inevitably lead to a crash, we might be more likely to perceive those symptoms, even if the physiological changes are minimal. This is known as the placebo effect, where our minds can influence our physical sensations. It's like expecting a scary movie to make you jump. You're more likely to jump even if the scare is mild. It's crucial to distinguish between the common experience of feeling tired after eating sugar and a medical condition called reactive hypoglycemia. This condition, which is relatively rare, involves a significant drop in blood sugar a few hours after eating, often leading to symptoms like sweating, trembling, dizziness, heart palpitations, anxiety, and even fainting. Reactive hypoglycemia is usually caused by an overproduction of insulin in response to a meal, causing blood sugar to drop too low. This is a medical condition that requires diagnosis and management by a healthcare professional. It's important to emphasize that this is different from the typical sugar crash that most people experience. Curiosities and interesting facts. Brain sweet tooth. Your brain is a major glucose hog, using about 20% of your body's total glucose supply. This highlights the importance of stable blood sugar levels for optimal cognitive function, but it doesn't mean you need to constantly bombard it with sugar. The glycemic index, GI, and glycemic load, GL. The GI ranks foods based on how quickly they raise blood sugar levels. High GI foods cause a rapid spike, while low GI foods cause a more gradual rise. However, the glycemic load, GL, is a more accurate measure, as it considers both the GI and the amount of carbohydrates in a typical serving. My relationship with sugar is complicated. It's like a roller coaster ride, exhilarating on the way up, slightly nauseating on the way down, and you always end up wanting another ride. The sugar crash is like the universe's way of saying you can't run on pure frosting forever. If I had $1 for every time someone blamed their fatigue on a sugar crash, I could probably buy a small island and then stock it with healthy snacks. So, what have we learned? The sugar crash, as we commonly understand it, is more of a complex interplay of physiological, dietary, and psychological factors than a simple cause and effect relationship between a sugar spike and a subsequent drop in blood sugar. While consuming large amounts of sugar can contribute to feelings of fatigue, it's not the sole culprit. The key takeaway is to focus on a balanced diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods, including complex carbohydrates, lean protein, healthy fats, and plenty of fiber. This will help maintain stable blood sugar levels and provide sustained energy throughout the day. Instead of demonizing sugar entirely, it's about moderation and making informed choices. A small treat now and then is perfectly fine as part of a healthy lifestyle. The real enemy is excessive consumption of processed foods and sugary drinks, which can contribute to various health issues beyond just energy fluctuations. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced what you thought was a sugar crash? What are your go-to strategies for maintaining stable energy levels? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Curiosity Hub for more explorations of the fascinating world around us.